Happy Halloween. Welcome back to the No Fun Channel. I'm Felix. It's Halloween, and my wife, we dropped our son off at his friends so they can go trick-or-treating. My daughter went out partying with her friends, and we realized our kids have grown. Our son will be in high school next year. Our daughter will be in her second year of college. They've gotten old. I haven't aged at all, but they've gotten old. I messed with my daughter about her height, because when she was younger, I told her, never grow up. She said, okay, Dad. I said, can I get that in writing? She said, no. But she didn't get much taller past junior high, so I'm like, well, at least you kept the growing up part of your promise. Because she getting taller. She doesn't like that joke. But getting older is difficult. My body doesn't react the same. I can't just shed the pounds overnight like I used to. I could work out for 30 days and drop 30 to 40 pounds. And now I'm in bad shape. I've been getting better with eating. I can't exercise, mainly out of fear. It's like I'm afraid to exert myself too much because I'm afraid I'll black out again. I'm trying to get over it, but it's slow going. So I've been focused on trying to eat better, trying not to eat as much. My wife, on the other hand, seems to be trying to sabotage me. And also trying to sabotage herself. She's lost a lot of weight, but she's been working from home, and she just wants to eat. And then she gets mad at me, and it's like, I'm doing it on purpose. I'm trying to make you realize you're eating. Like, what is going on? I know you just had surgery. It was surgery you wanted, so you didn't have to get the surgery. But I think she's stressed over it, and I know that, but it still doesn't change the fact she doesn't need to be eating all the time. I keep telling her, you're going to gain back the weight. You kept it off all these years. Don't go screwing it up now. She's a stress eater, and I think working from home is stressed her out. I actually ended up yelling at her because she put in PTO, but then she started working from home. I said, no. You don't put in PTO and then work from home. That's not how that works. I said, you either cancel that PTO or you stop working. She canceled the PTO. It's like, at least she did one or the other. And because she's the director, she has the option to work from home. So that's all she had to do. She didn't have to lift anything, so she just worked from home. But yeah, it's just like, you're not putting in PTO and then wasting it when you're not even using it. It'd be different if you weren't using it, or if you were using it and you were just sitting there and relaxing, but you're not. You're working. My wife's a workaholic. And I get on her about it. And I've actually yelled at her for bringing home more work all the time. It's like, I know your job is stressful, but sometimes you need to leave your job at work and come home. And she's not doing that. And I understand why. She stresses. She's always worried she's going to get fired. Like, you're not getting fired. That place relies on you too much to fire you. If they fire you, that means the whole place is about to go under. Like, you're a key figure in that place, whether you know it or not. Me, on the other hand, I'm expendable. And I know it. But I work. So hopefully, if the day ever comes, I'll be the last person to get rid of. Usually it's last person in, first person out. So I've been there a while now. And hopefully I never go anywhere. I mean, except for retirement. Sorry, my mustache has curled and going and dancing right there. But yeah, getting old sucks. What was I going to say? I haven't worked out because of fear. I've been so afraid to work out that I can't explain it. Like, I'll tell myself, I'm going to the gym, and I don't go. I think I am going to start going to the gym. I may go this weekend just to go there and try to do my full body workout that I used to do. I just got to remember, I'm not the person I used to be. And what I mean by that is, I've figured it out why I was able to push myself earlier versus now. And this is just last year that I was able to push myself. The big difference is my medication. Now, I'm not blaming my medication because my medication actually helped with my body, but it also hindered me from working out the way I was because I had water. I had excess water. I had excess fluid in my body. But when I worked out, that excess fluid got eaten up. So as a result, my feet wouldn't swell. Well, I don't have excess fluid anymore because I got the right combination of pills now. So that excess fluid is gone. So when I push myself like I was, I get muscle cramps. I'm like, oh, I don't have the excess fluid no more. The excess fluid, in a weird way, was helping me to work out. But at the same time, I think it was hindering me from losing weight, too. So I'm going to try to start going to the gym again. I just got to snap out of it and go to the gym. I'm going to try to start going after work. I am going to maybe try to go. Are they open on Sunday? I don't know if they're open on Sunday. But I am going to try to go this weekend. Maybe just walk on the treadmill. Maybe that's all we'll do. I'll just go there for a half hour and walk on the treadmill every half hour every day. And I'm going to try to start at home, getting up and stretching and moving around. So just sitting at my desk, take a moment just to get up and stretch. But yeah. As for my diet's all over the place. I mean, I've gotten better at it, but it's still all over the place. And I've cut back a lot, even more. I think I'm starting to feel it because I did get up. I was back in the 370s, but I'm back down in the 360s. I just got to be mindful of what I'm eating, not to overeat. And like I said, it feels like my wife is trying to sabotage me, to be honest with you. I used to joke about that, but lately it doesn't feel like a joke anymore. Because she'll order way too much and then don't eat it and then say, here, you want this? I'm like, no. Like, I ate what I wanted. I don't want yours. And it's like, I can't explain it. And I brought it up to her before. She says, I'm not sorry, you don't have to eat it. It's like, and you didn't have to order all that food. Like, I knew you weren't going to eat it, so I don't understand why you ordered it all. So we're fighting over that. And she gets mad when I bring it up. I said, well, you're wasting food. And you're wasting money. And I know she stresses over money, so it's like, why would you do that? It's like, but yeah, I just don't know. I'm trying to hang in there, but I'm getting tired. It's like, I want to lose the weight, but at the same time, I don't want to do the work. I did try to start doing some push-ups again. I used to do, when I was younger, I did like 20 push-ups every day, every morning to get my blood going. And I can't do 20. I can do 5. And so I'm going to try to do 5 push-ups every day and get back into it. So at least try to do that. Try to get back to working out. Try to get back into get my body going again. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I didn't realize I was afraid of working out until I sat down and thought about why am I not going? And you know, I'll use my daughter as an excuse. Well, I got to pick my daughter up from work. I got to do this. I got to do that. The reality is, no, I don't. My wife can go pick her up. She can call grandma. You know, someone else can pick her up. So yeah, and she can take a bus. You know, get an Uber. I don't know what to tell her, but I gotta get back into working out because this is not healthy for me. So I'm gonna try and figure this out. But yeah, well, I'm on 97, and I said I was going to 100. I may just go to once a month posting a podcast. That way I have more stuff to talk about. And I was thinking about that. But right now, I think I may just focus on I'm distracted, trying to think. I had notes here, and I was trying to pull up the notes. Focus on I do the Reddit stories, and I have the other channel where I do reactions. And I need to link the two. Like, I think I have them linked. I need to check and see. And I think I'll just focus on those two. But I wanted to try to do some animation, even if it's just short, like 3-second or 1-second animation. Start getting back into that. Start animating. I wanted to learn how to use Moho, never did, so I need to do that. And I keep saying it, and I still haven't done it. So that's another thing I need to work on, is following through on stuff I want to do. Stay focused on one thing at a time and go from there. I talked about this last time. Like, I'll try to make notes, and then it's like they're gone. Now I'm falling back into that frame of I can't remember anything. Well, I can't find my notes. I will say I watch a lot of these Europeans or people in other countries watching America, talking about America. And one of the things they were talking about was Halloween. It's Halloween. And they're just in awe how we celebrate stuff. And it's like, yeah, we do go over the top for pretty much every holiday. When I was younger, I didn't really think about how other countries don't celebrate the holidays we celebrate. And watching them is like, oh, they don't do that. They have no reason to do that. They have no reason to celebrate Thanksgiving. They have no reason to celebrate this or that. And a lot of them don't do Halloween because they're American haters, actually. And I always find that interesting about the hate America gets. Some of it's deserved, but a lot of it's not. But they're like, well, that's an American thing. And Halloween didn't originally start off as an American thing. We just took it and ran with it. But these other countries, some of the other countries are starting to see, oh, wait, that looks like fun. Maybe we should do it. So they're starting to do it. And that's like these other countries, when they make fun of the way we pronounce words, it's like, well, we're actually not pronouncing it wrong. You are. Because it's someone's name and you're pronouncing it wrong. And like with the Adidas is actually Adidas, or we say it closer to the correct pronunciation. But the argument, it's a German company. It doesn't matter if it's a German company. That's not how they pronounce it. You're pronouncing it wrong. You always have been. Nissan, it's not Nissan, it's Nissan. Always has been. We haven't been saying it wrong. Soccer, we didn't come up with soccer. You guys did. UK did. And it's actually an acronym. I forget what it stands for. But yeah, they came up with it. And they actually changed it to football. I think technically it wasn't that long ago. I think it was maybe in the 40s or 50s when they changed to football. It's like, it was like a years after they started using the word soccer, and then they changed to football. And I discovered that a lot of places around the world say soccer. They don't say football. I've noticed it's only in really major areas that they say football, but majority of the rest of the world says, like what I mean by major areas where soccer, where they have large popular soccer teams, but in a lot of other areas they say soccer. They don't say football. And I thought that was interesting. But yeah, I always thought that was interesting, these countries that hate on us. I think the hate is getting less and less, which is a good thing. They're starting to realize that they're not perfect. I love it though when the UK comes after us for stuff and we just like nail them with one-liners after one line after one. Then they go, school shooting. It's like, that's all you got? Go home. Go home. Just stop. And also like when they mispronounce foreign words, like they'll mispronounce a French word and the French are like, that's not how you say it. The Americans actually said it correctly. I've seen those, and the same with Spanish words. It's like, that's not, they'll say, well, the French say this, and it's like, yeah, but that's the Spanish word, just the correct way to say it. And that's what I say, Americans, we mispronounce words all the time. And the truth is, we actually don't care that much in the short sense of it. But if it turns out a lot of us, if we discover a mispronounced word, we're like, well, how do you say it? And we get the correct pronunciation. We'll say it the correct way. But I've noticed, mainly in the UK, if they hear the correct pronunciation, they don't care. I mean, they 100% don't care if they're butchering your name, They're saying the name of the company wrong. They just don't care. Actually, Australia's in the same boat as that as well. It's like, I don't get it. It's like, you're saying it wrong and you don't care. And it's like Nike. Now, I said this once before about Nike. It's like, I think I know where they say Nike, not so much because it says Nike. There was a short period, I do remember, in the U.S., we talk about you got some new kicks, you got some new Nikes, you got some new this. And I think that's kind of where it came from. They heard someone say Nike, or Nikes with the S on the end, and they thought that was correct pronunciation. That's I kind of give them a way out with that one. But unfortunately, they should have learned by now the correct pronunciation. That's like when they say Japanese people don't know how to draw black people. Yeah, that was a lie even in the 60s. They knew how to draw black people. They just chose not to. Even back then, they saw black people. And I wish that lie would die down and go away. It's like they chose to draw black people that way. You just chose to overlook it. So, yeah, there's a lot of little things when countries hate on America, and I'm just like, you hating on us for that? Or they hate on us for our food, and then they'll come over here and make a video about how disgusting our food is. But if you watch the videos, they're forcing the hate, because you'll see them take a bite and they're like you can kind of see the expression on their face, like, oh, that was from really good food, but I gotta hate it. This sucks. It's too salty. It's too this. It's like, shut up. You're lying. And then black people in other countries hating on black people here in America is like, do you not realize we're actually the reason you have all the freedoms you do? That's not a lie. That's not a joke. Black America really did make a lot of changes that affected the world. And it's just like, really? And also, in this day and age, if I ever met someone who was like, where are you from? And I tell you where I'm from, I said I'm from West Virginia, and your response is, no. And I said, no. You need to stop, because I will embarrass your ass. Because if you tell me you're from this country, I'm going to say, actually, you're not. You're not from there, because this country didn't exist at this time, so-and-so. I'm just going to start Googling the country says, actually, that's not where you're from. And if you were from this country, a lot of the countries that they say they're from, you were dropped off on the way here. You're not from there. Sorry to burst your bubble. And most black Americans have a longer record of their history than most other people in other countries. Most other black people in other countries. A lot of people can trace their ancestors to the 1800s and a little further back, depending on your ancestry. So it's like, you need to let that go. And I don't get that. Let it go. That's something I see white people doing to people. It's like, where are you from? And then they say, I'm from Chicago. No. Where are your ancestors from? It's like, what are you talking about? Like, and they're trying to ask if you're Japanese, Chinese, Korean, stuff like that. It's like, unless you're dating that person, what does it matter? Unless you're trying to understand their culture, or let's even say you're dating that person. How big of a deal is it? Unless they're like really into their culture, okay, then I understand you don't want any offensive. But overall, I'm not going to worry too much about someone's race unless, one, it's getting serious. Two, I see that they're actually proud of their race, and I'm like, oh, what race is this? What are you guys doing? What are you? Then yeah, I'll show interest. But if they're just living their life and they actually don't care, I'm not going to press it. And the number of people who come to America who can't speak the language that their families are from is astronomical. And it's okay, because they're in America and they didn't need to speak those other languages. And also, you got to blame the parents and grandparents for not teaching them the language. And because I'll see that where they'll get mad at the kid, or now adult, for not being able to speak the language. Like, you didn't teach them the language. That was your job. You should have taught them the language, and you chose not to. You have no one to blame but yourself. And, but they didn't want to learn it. You didn't give them a choice to learn it. You didn't give them that option. You took it away from them by refusing to step up and teach them your language. And I actually hear that a lot in Spanish families, where unless you actively went and tried to learn the language, you just weren't taught the language. It's like, I find that very well. I notice in a lot of, I'll say mainly Japanese and Chinese, they will make you learn the language and go to schools and stuff to make sure you can speak the language so you know what's going on. But in Spanish films, I see it a lot where they won't teach the kids Spanish. It's like, that is weird. I mean, everyone's speaking Spanish, but you won't teach your kids Spanish? Well, they should have just picked it up. That's not how that works. It really isn't. If they're primarily speaking English, and then you gotta speak Spanish only when you're in that group, they're going to speak English. And unless they're always with you when you're in that group, which I'm going to say they're not because they're kids, you're probably hanging out with adults, they're not going to pick up the language. Well, yeah, I just, when it comes to hating on America, I mean, right now, a lot of the hate is deserved. Even the UN had to shut down that guy at the UN speaking out his butt, and he got shut down. It's just like, you should just shut up, American. It's basically it was from Cuba. You could basically tell that guy wanted to just be shut up. Just shut up. But he called him out. He called him a liar. He pretty much said he was outright lying. And he should stop that. This isn't, he said it's not a Republican meeting, or it's not this, it's not that. It's like, damn. Pretty much he's saying you're on a national scale and you're standing up there lying. And it's like, don't lie. We can see you. And I think a lot of Americans, especially politicians, forget the world can see what we're doing. They know when we're lying. And that guy was just outright lying. It was pathetic. But I know this conversation started off, people watching America, but on the positive side, I like watching the ones who are honest about it. They'll say, well, I didn't like that, but I like that. But I didn't like that. I like that. And until YouTube came along, I really didn't think about people worshiping America the way that people worship Japan and China and UK and other countries. Unfortunately, I see a lot of Asian worshiping, and not in a good way. And it's not just men. You women do it too. That fetish worshiping. And I wish it was just white people, but I've seen every race fetishize another race. I've seen black people fetishize white, Hispanic, Asians, and same for white men do the same thing. White women do the same. Black women, so on and so forth. It's a human thing to fetishize another race, which is interesting, actually. There are times when I've seen where someone will fetishize, I'm not even saying the word correctly, will fantasize another race, and people are okay with it when that person's attractive. And then other times when the person's not so attractive, they're like, no, get away from me. So if you're a foreigner in another country and you're attractive, it's all good. If you're a foreigner in another country and you're not attractive, but you have a lot of money, it might be all good. But if you're just an average Joe with no real money and you're not that good looking, you're going to have some issues. You're not going to be allowed to get away with it. And I just think that's interesting. And that also reminds me, Chris Abroad in Japan, Chris, he called out Oriental Pearl. I didn't know what her name was. I've seen some videos of her and I didn't like her. And he called her out for something she was doing and she didn't like it. And she lashed out at him and she just kept lashing out to the point where people were like, you might want to stop. And majority of what I've seen, everyone's on Chris's side. Even me, I'm on Chris's side. I saw it and I was just like, yeah, you're just, I mean, it works. So she's just pointing out the negative, but not really. She claims she researched, but all you did was get a camera and go out and film homeless people. And I just, unfortunately, that stuff works. Negative works better than positive feed. And it's sad that's the case, but the more negative, the more people want to see it. And I'm not immune to it. So we're all, I think I got to word that. I think most humans are not immune to it. If not, all humans are not immune to it. Sometimes we give in to want to see the negative or hear the negative versus the positive. And honestly, the reason I think that is that there is a lot of positivity around us. We just choose to ignore it. So, because we've gotten used to it. Basically, we've gotten numb to it, is one way you can look at it. So when we hear the negative, it's like, oh, negative stuff, some juicy stuff, let's go. And it's like, well, this person just saved 17 people's lives, but you want to go hear about how Tiffany cheated on Brad with Heather. Okay. But, that's more better news. And that's really all she's doing. On the one hand, I get why she's doing it. She's getting the views, she's getting the money, so she's doing it. But on the other hand, I wish there was punishment for false information, for misleading information, because that would cut down on so much false news if there was consequences for it. But there really isn't. I could just make up a story, and as long as I kept pushing that story, eventually I would get people who believe me. And sadly, it's not that hard to do. I jokingly always talk about I want to start a cult, and I was looking at some of the cults, and some literally just started because some guy said something that inspired another person, and that person felt obligated to pay that guy back, or pay that, well, usually a guy. And it's just like, there's your cult. But a little off topic there, but the Chris thing, the reason I brought up Chris, because the woman's name is Pearl, and I thought, what is with women named Pearl? Because she actually could be like that other, was it just Pearl? Is that her name? They kind of like, they could almost be related in a way. And not to sound mean, actually to sound mean, I'm going to be honest, neither one of them's attractive. Neither one. And it's just like, now I had to stop and think about it. It's like, have I ever met or seen an attractive Pearl? And I can't recall if I have. I was just thinking about that. And it's like, so far the Pearls I've seen, and not just those two, other Pearls, it's like, and it's just like, okay. And I was talking to my wife about this. I think I brought it up in one of the podcasts, where you have someone on TV and you can tell the show is trying to push this person off as an attractive person. And you watch the show, and maybe on the show they are the most attractive person. But if you put them in a room with actual attractive people, they're like, they shouldn't be in the room. Like, get out the room. This is the wrong room for you. And it's just like, why are you trying to push that on us? But yeah, it's just, I was thinking about the Pearl thing. It's like, and both Pearls are nuts. And that was something else that caught my attention. It's like, these people named Pearl on the internet, don't trust them. But yeah, it's just, sorry, my brain shut down for a second. Because I was thinking about, this all started because I was saying I'm watching Europeans watching us. And that's primarily what I see is Europeans. I don't see anyone else. Usually if I see like black people from other countries, they're bad mouthing black people. It's like, yeah, next. Come on with something new. I wish I could see positive black people. I did see that for a moment on TikTok. And then it got overshadowed by all the negative. That's why I said negativity sells, unfortunately. But I would love to see more positive black people on the internet from other countries. Because I see it all the time from Americans. But I would love to see it more from other people in other countries. Instead of saying all the negative stuff, start speaking on the positive and go from there. I think that is one of my goals, is to try to be more positive. I have to try to be, I don't know what's going on, my brain keeps shutting down. I am trying to be more positive, trying to be more active. And I think that's helping with my overall health, especially mental health. But yeah, it's just, I wish there was more positive energy out there. But right now, with the way things are going, it's, no matter where you go, you see the negative. And I've been trying not to look at it like on TikTok if negative stuff comes. I just keep going. Swipe, swipe, swipe. But yeah. Well, this is going to be a short one. Hopefully next one I don't lose my notes. But yeah, when I hit 100, I think I am going to go to once a month. I still don't know. Feel like I said it right. But yeah. All right, everyone. There it goes again. My brain just... Okay, here we go. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and everyone take care. Later.